This is an update on the axes. This will be the last time, unless I'm out using it on a project. This will be the last video that I show these axes. I got this is the Forest Service Plumb axe that I got in trade. I found a handle that fit it real well. I was going to make a video of hanging the handle on it, but it went together so quick and so easy that I just kept going and left the camera alone. So the overall length for this, I took the handle. It's a straight grained hickory. Sanded it down like furniture. Gave it a this is a rosewood. It's a stain and a polish at the same time that I use. Once it dried up, I sanded it again and then gave it a coat of linseed oil. It's been I used straight linseed oil, and it took almost a month to dry up. I know if you mix it with mineral spirits, the linseed oil dries faster, but I used the pure, and I wasn't in a hurry, and it worked out all right. Then once it dried up, I used 4/0 steel wool to scuff it and buff it, and I think it's a pretty good outcome for overall. The axe was polished when I got it, and I took a DA and scuffed up the surface a little bit. I used some 400 on the DA and gave the surface an even finish all the way around it, and then used the gun bluing to put the patina on it, and I like the outcome. It works pretty good. Here's the overall length for this one with the wooden handle. It's 36 inches, exactly 36 inches. And this one up here, this is the Craftsman. This is how it looks after the epoxy's dried, and I've touched up. I cleaned up the faces. It had this one I'd been storing for about 9 months, so it got a little bit of surface rust on it from how I was treating it. So I cleaned that up and used the 400 DA, same one as I used on this one over here. Hit it with some bluing, and it's looking pretty good. So got the sheaths ready to use. They both fit real well. This is my next project. This is a Condor Engineers Bolo. I got this straight from Condor about 2 years ago, and then right after I started using it, I found out that the primary grind on the blade was just completely unsuitable for basically anything that I wanted to use it for. So I shelved it until I had time to mess with it. And now I've taken, before it was ground typical Condor fashion, about a half, maybe a little bit more than a half an inch from the edge of the blade. They ground the blade to a point, and then they buffed the hell out of the the edge, and then they called it good. Well, I took the belt sander and I backed that primary grind back, so now it's got a closer, it's in between a saber grind and a convex. It doesn't look like it, but if you compare this to a convex grind knife, it's just about as close as you can get. So I took the rough, sanded off some of the rough sides. It had a black finish. They're pretending that these are forge marks, but it's not quite. It's more like they used a needle gun and just blasted a bunch of rough points into the side of the steel, and then they painted it black, and I took most of that off. So once I get the edge, I just got it I got it roughed out with I used a belt sander to rough it out. Then I just got through using 80. First I used 80, and then I went to 120 and then 220 on the DA, and I got the edge. I got the edge to the point where I can start with stones. So I just what I did was basically skipped using a grinder and a file, and used some power tools for it instead. This one is going to be a basically a large kitchen knife. It's I got this other. This is an Ontario machete, and I'll use this one as a machete first, and then I'll use this one as a basically a large cleaver and a staker. A butcher steak knife is a large long blade. It's used to cut steaks off of roasts. So that's where I'm going to end up using this one as. So that's the progress I have so far with large blades. I just got a phone call, so I'll be getting my other double bit axe here shortly. That one was on hold for a while, and now things are straightened out at that end, so I should be getting it here pretty soon. Well, I might show this one again to you once I get it finished up. I still got a couple of days of handwork to do with the stones and the strop to finish it up, and then I'll end up throwing the bluing on it like this. So Condor has a problem with their hardwood scales drying out and breaking, so that's going to be the next one. I gotta soak this handle in linseed oil and make sure that it's hydrated all the way through, and that's easy enough to do to keep it working right. But I wanted to make another video because it's been a while, and I was due. So there it goes.